It's Friday Night Frenzy.
Oh boy, it's the Week 5 edition of the Friday Night Frenzy. A happy fall to you. We are in the season that makes football season, well, football this season. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Mike Kretzen. I'm not here by myself. We've also got Jocelyn Stafford in the house. We've had a monster 1A matchup in North Fork. How's Hotchkiss this time of year?
Well, Mike, football nights there are unlike any other. I can tell you that.
All right, I can tell you Antonio Clark is here too. He had the Stoker game tonight. Antonio, tell us all about it.
Big night out at Stoker's. Fruita hosted Central for homecoming in a non-league matchup. Both teams come in with identical records at 2-2, but the Wildcats were favored in having made appearances in the 4A top 10 a couple times this year. Could the Warriors spoil the Wildcats' homecoming? Let's get out to Stoker and find out. First quarter 0-0 score. Devin Hickey is going to fake dive action and pull this. He gets the edge and shrugs off a tackle before getting smacked by Armani Trujillo. Wildcats got to be happy to have him back in the lineup. But Hickey picks up the first, same drive. Warriors in scoring position. Hickey's going to take a shot, throwing the ball up for Cash Walker, who goes up over the defender and looks to come down with a touchdown, but instead it's called out of bounds. Walker and the Warriors can't believe it, and I must say I think they've got a case here. But the ref's call stands and Central turns the ball over on downs. Wildcats ball now, and they decide to go to the air too. Corbin Roll bootlegs and finds Wyatt Sharp. He gets a nice block downfield from William Jones and rumbles his way for a 39-yard gain. Second quarter now, but same drive. James Montoya nearly comes up with a big INT, but he can't haul it in. That's a big missed opportunity for the Warriors, and Fruita would make them pay not long after as Wyatt Sharp darts untouched for 6, and the Wildcats take the 7-0 lead early in the second. Central, they're looking to turn the tide, and they're going to go to trick play on the reverse pass, but the Wildcats aren't fooled. Cole Jones is in the right spot at the right times and comes away with the pick, but Central, he's going to go for a little bit. This is going to get called back. They're not going to get this much yardage. There's going to be some penalties, but Central, they're going to respond with the turnover of their own. Big man number 53, who's not listed on the roster, he's going to read this screen like a book, and he comes away with the momentum-shifting INT. But Central, they would fail to capitalize, turning the ball back over, and eventually Wyatt Sharp, he's going to bulldoze his way in for another score, giving Fruita the 2-score edge as the first half is coming to a close. The Warriors, they're going to be back on offense here, pressing the score before the half. Devin Hickey, he's going to find a bit of room on this scramble and gets out of bounds, stopping the clock with under a minute to go. But this drive and the half, they're all going to come to an end on this next play. Tyler Draper, he's going to come through with a big sack to close out the half. They're going to go into the half with a 14-0 lead. And Draper, by the way, was crowned homecoming king at halftime. Shout out to the senior doing a big on and off the field. But we're going to get back to the action now, though. And the Wildcat defense is at it again, harassing Hickey. Tyson Stegelmeyer is the man that gets home on this one. But give Devin Hickey credit. He's going to show a ton of poise in here. He gets out of the crumbling pocket and delivers a strike to Jackson Gold. That's going to get a first down, and this drive is going to keep going into the fourth. But we're going to switch sides. Fourth quarter. The Warriors are going to punch in their first score on a handoff to Santana Martinez. He's going to get the edge and get in for 6, make it a 1-score game early in the fourth when I left. But that would be the only score as the Wildcats would hold on for the 14-7 homecoming win and move to 3-2 while the Warriors drop to 2-3. Tough night for Central, who has to feel like things would have played out a little bit differently had Cash Walker's catch in the first been called a touchdown. But hey, Jocelyn, how'd things go over in Hotchkiss tonight?
Well, they went pretty good. We had a big matchup in tonight's game out at Hotchkiss between the undefeated North Fork Miners and the 3-1 Grand Valley Cardinals. We don't want to waste any time, so let's get you right to those highlights. North Fork eager to score, getting their first TD off a kick return. Grand Valley getting their hands on the ball with 11 minutes left in the first. Payson Peen off to a good start. He's going to make it out of bounds just before that first down. Alan Rios trying to emphasize on that on 3rd and 2, but gets shut down by the Miners defense. North Fork's ball, they're going to pass this one off to Mordecai White, but the Cardinals defense wasn't messing around. The Miners looking at 2nd and 11. Drayden Taylor gets the snap, the O-line making some room. He's going to hop through that gap, gets pulled down, but not before he gets the 1st and 10. Taylor doing the most on the field tonight. He's going to run outside to find Blaine Peebles for the quick completion just inside 5 yards. Now that's a big move for North Fork. Next play, we see Taylor again spins around himself, making the easy move into the end zone. This puts the Miners up 14-0 in the first. Grand Valley trying to make some progress in their second drive, Payne with another solid run, but not enough to hold on to that ball. The Miners added again in the end of the first. They make the perfect pass to Peebles for another crucial Miners play. He's going to find his way to the end zone for a 3-score lead over the Cardinals. Second quarter not any better for Grand Valley. Miners back in the Cardinals 20. White with another great run pushing into that 5-yard line. And with one last push, the North Fork Miners are looking at a score of 28-0 in the second quarter. Taking a look at that final score, not much changed except for a lot more touchdowns for North Fork. They remain undefeated with a final score of 49-7. Sticking with 1A, Olathe also in action. Out in Gunnison this Friday night, didn't go their way. Gunnison remains undefeated, while the Pirates are still searching for that first win. The Cowboys taking the win with a final score of 51-8. Well, stick around for more Friday Night Frenzy. Mike has another 4A matchup coming your way right after this.